Here's the Metlink.
Oh, nicer than Melbourne straight. It's just stunning. Ride like your auntie is watching. That's good advice, kids.
Beautiful day. Another thing I love about NZ, it's just a little bit more relaxing. I've spotted a Bunnings warehouse. I feel at home. Quite a nice looking station as we walk out into the city. We're not about important decisions today. We're about exploring and just having a bit of fun. Oh, wow, look at this. Let's go for a wander down here. Like, just such a relaxed vibe in this place, seriously. All right, here we are at the cable car. You see Mount Victoria over there. I hope she's not telling me to shut up. Here we go, Cuba. Oh, please. There you go, mate. Getting the step count up today. That was interesting. Witnessed a bit of a drug deal going on. Wellington is situated on quite an intense fault line. I should have started at this sign. That would have been, like, good. Hey, everybody. I'm in Waikanae in the North Island of New Zealand. It's about 50 minutes from Wellington, the capital, and I'm heading into the city today to check it all out and see what it's like. I love Wellington. This is my 4th trip. And yeah, every time I've gone, it's just one of my favorite cities in the world. It's a small city. It's about 450,000. And the suburbs kind of stretch on forever out here, but it's nice. It's there's a lot of greenery around, as you can see. So I'm about to take the Metlink, the train in to the city. It's going to take about 50 minutes to get there. It's a Wednesday morning, winter 2025. I've got my Snapper card tapped on. About me, I'm in my 40s, married, 4 kids, live in Melbourne, Australia. Here's the Metlink. It's going the other way though. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Maybe I should get on this train. Nice train. Oh, nicer than Melbourne train. I'm going to take a seat up here. So you would have seen tap on the Snapper. Pretty sure it was a day pass. I'm here seeing a friend, Chris, so he's done it for me. So I think it was like $0, but it was prepaid, and I think it's like $30 a day.
Nau mai, haere mai, and welcome aboard this Metlink service to Wellington.
It's just stunning. It's just stunning, this place. I mean, look at it. This is kind of a new thing for me, filming stuff. It took me ages to set up my camera. It was annoying, the gimbal. So I hope it works. And the train's nice and smooth. So the Kapiti Coast is on the train line. And it's part of the greater Wellington region, I believe.
And welcome aboard this Metlink service to Wellington. Please familiarise yourself with the safety information available in post default linked carriage.
I don't think the locals consider it to be part of Wellington City proper. But I mean, the access to the city is pretty easy. They've recently put in, I think it was like 5 years ago, Chris was telling me, that the massive motorway, State Highway 1, cut through a lot of the area and cut down travel times significantly to this area. I remember back in the day when it was just the old highway, you'd have to go through all the towns, and now a lot of them are bypassed. There's more to come as well. And there's a lot of like compulsory takeover of land and things going on out a bit further from where we kind of started our journey. Look at that hill. Now that would be a nice walk. I don't think you could do it. It's too steep.
However, getting to the top, you'd have great views of the sea of Kapiti Island. Looks like some old cars there.
Ride like your auntie is watching. That's good advice, kids. I love the advertising in New Zealand. They don't take themselves too seriously. It's very quirky.
And there's the sea. There's Kapiti Island. Beautiful day. Didn't check the weather actually before I left. Check it now. So it's 11 a.m. It's currently 12 degrees in Wellington. So coolish, but beautiful day. There's the old highway. Pretty sure. You got pretty much everything. Coast, mountain ranges, you got the snow not too far away, volcanoes. Yep, so a bit more about me. I worked in radio in Australia for many, many, many years, working with a lot of the big names that you would know, some of the names that you don't know. Worked in Canberra, I worked in Sydney, I worked in Melbourne, at various radio stations over the years. Just left at the end of last year, 2024. Just needed a bit of time out. I wanted to spend a bit more time with the fam and kids, and enough was enough for a while. It's getting pretty silly in the last job that I was in, so I've got a bit more time to do the things that I've always wanted to do, travel a little bit more. Lots of tunnels. You'll see my ugly reflection in the window. I'll be doing plenty of stuff in Melbourne, my hometown. I've been there for 10 years. And I do love the place. It's hectic. It's getting hectic. But another thing I love about NZ, it's just a little bit more relaxing. I mean, look at that. Look at that up there. How nice is that? I don't know how you'd go living on massive hills like that. I'd feel a little bit nervy, but I mean, you cannot argue with those views. I don't know how much housing would be costing around here, but I'm sure for something like that, you'd be paying a little bit more than you would just in the typical city areas. Since Waikanae, I think all the stops have started with the letter P. There's an interesting fun fact for you that you didn't need. Very, very different to home. Where the northern suburbs of Melbourne, you could pretty much walk without even going over the slightest of hills. I mean, the views must be awesome. Not that I'm comparing cities. I mean, clearly a very different thing. We're starting to get a bit closer into the city proper now. Parramatta. Different to Sydney's Parramatta. Just a little bit. Different spelling too. It's just nice and spread out. Doesn't feel like you're kind of living on top of each other around here. Just birds everywhere. spotted a Bunnings warehouse. I feel at home. I mean, other than the landscape, I mean, it is very similar to Australia. What you can buy and the shops, and they're all pretty much the same thing these days. One of the major shopping centres out that way.
Nau mai, haere mai, and welcome aboard this Metlink service to Wellington. Next station, Kinepuru. If you're using Snapper, please make sure to tag off on the platform card readers.
Just realised the earthquake is right at the top. All right, so we're in town. Wellington Station. Yeah, let's head out this way. Quite a nice looking station as we walk out into the city. So we might go across to the waterfront first and then kind of loop around the city. We'll go across this way, you can see the Parliament. Wellington is the capital, and there's the University of Wellington around here too. There's the Beehive. We call it the Beehive. That is where all the decisions get made, all the important decisions. We're not about important decisions today, we're about exploring and just having a bit of fun. So yeah, so with my channel, I just would describe it as just a kind of a record of seeing what I'm seeing, where I'm going, having a bit of a chat about places. I really enjoy cities and I'm a bit of a city boy. And I just love going for walks and just checking out what's going on, the real stuff. As the world gets more and more technologically advanced, you know, it's good to have a record of the real stuff, I feel. I'm into craft beer, so I'm sure there'll be a few breweries I will have a look at. But, you know, I like to just chill and just go for a wander and enjoy stuff. Yep, so the last time I was here was 9 years ago. Don't feel like it's changed all that much, but I'm sure it's gotten bigger, it's gotten busier. And, $17 mulled wine. Nice. Now, I have to talk about my eye as well. Now, I won't bore you with the details, but last week ended up in hospital because I was out on a walk with my little dog, Gizmo. And we got attacked by another dog, jumped off a ute, got free of a chain of a ute. And suffice to say, I got in the middle. I didn't want to see anything happen to my dog, so yeah, he, unfortunately, we were just in the wrong place, wrong time. Got a few bites, but he's pulled through. He had emergency surgery. I had emergency surgery on my eye. So, just so you don't have to see the, it's not as bad as it was, but just so, oh, what's happened to my camera here?
This camera, I tell you. This camera is the bane of my existence. It's user error. It's not the camera's fault. It is definitely user error because I am an idiot, which you'll find out more and more about as we go along. So I've got some ladies' Ray-Bans that I'll wear for the rest of, well, maybe I won't wear them for the rest of this trip, but might look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. All right. So we're down near the harbour now. Try and cross here pretty quickly. Oh. Getting across is probably not the right thing I should be doing. I made it. It's all right. Live to tell the tale. Do not try that at home, folks. Oh, wow, look at this. City has grown since I've been here last. It is a bit chilly, but I like it like that. So as I was saying before, one of my favourite cities. It's, I feel like I'm on the road here. One of my favourite cities until I got run over. Bank NZ, Deloitte. The skyscrapers of Wellington. Reminds me a little bit of Canberra, that they don't get much taller than that. But I kind of like it like that. Well, let's go for a wander down here. Plenty of cafes, restaurants, all that kind of stuff, of course, like any other big city. Just very relaxed kind of place too. Little light installation that I've never seen before. This is new. Better at night, probably. That used to be Wagamama. Now Master Kong. Have a feeling it may have been. So the kind of touristy things to do in Wellington, obviously. The cable car, which takes you up the mountain, gives you good views of the city. Kind of that way-ish, maybe that way. We'll go and check that out. And got more of the dock here. Cuba Street, well known for bars and restaurants.
Is this right?
And there's the shopping district, obviously, in between. I think it's Courtenay Street. I think it's Lambton Quay and Thorndon on the other end. They're the kind of precincts of the city. And there's just cool stuff in all of them. The Crab Shack. I remember that from last time. Oh, it's a good spot to eat with the kids. Plenty going on here today. There's quite a few people around. Looks like they're doing some improvements. We'll go this way back into town a little bit. Looks like we've got the museum up here and TSB Arena. So Queen's Wharf, Wellington Waterfront. Let's go down onto the main road here. We'll kind of loop back around. And I'm on the road again. Cool. It'll be a miracle if I don't get run over today. Cross into town, let's go have a look at town. Post Office Square. Like, just such a relaxed vibe in this place, seriously. Like, it's not too big to be too big. But it is bloody nice, I'll tell you. So, things I know about Wellington. Okay, so there's a tunnel between the airport and the city. Can't remember the name of it, but you are allowed to beep in it, or you were allowed to beep in it. But they were happy beeps, happy horn beeps, and everybody did it. Not so much anymore, apparently, I've been told, but it was always quirky. The airport was very Lord of the Rings themed. Obviously a very big deal here. It's where, you know, the magic happened. And I have a feeling that maybe the train station used to have the, correct me if I'm wrong, but platform 9 3/4, not sure. Maybe a Harry Potter reference. Not good on movies. That's another thing you'll know about me. Not good on movies. And do not remember the movies I watched. Unless they were really, really awesome in my opinion. Cable car. That way. Looks like it's going right, but it's actually the arrow at the top you need to look at. Sal's authentic New York pizza. My eldest would love that. Cable car lane up there. Mecca. My daughter will love that. The other thing about Wellington, they used to have the buses on tram lines. And they used to could only go on certain routes, but they disbanded that clearly. I always wondered why they did that, but if anybody knows, tell me.
Got it.
So this is pretty much the main shopping area, as you can see. Don't need to tell you that. Feel free to just turn off audio if you like. Let's have a look at some of the towers up here. I love towers. I want to try and cross here. I might just cross here. Yeah, so it definitely feels a bit cooler outside of the sun, that's for sure. This is exactly as I remember it as well. You know, I get run over by a bus. Not really. So it's obviously a work day in the city, pretty busy with office workers. What's that? Midland Park. It's nearly lunchtime. Or it is lunchtime, I reckon. Yeah. Just a nice little alleys. Plenty going on here. So I'm kind of snaking back towards where we were at this station. Pretty sure. Great. It just feels like you're in a really busy place, even though it's not the biggest. It just feels big. I've always felt like it just feels very vibrant and exciting. And growing up in Canberra, which is a similar sized city, didn't feel that vibe growing up. It was very quiet. It's better now. I hope to get to Canberra for a recording actually one day. It is a nice place. I do miss it. Haven't lived there for years and years and years, but I grew up there. And yeah, the place is definitely grown up. The last time I was there, the city was pretty cool. So yeah, we'll try that one day. Melbourne, Sydney, obviously big cities. We'll get to those. Adelaide for a weekend. Haven't been there for years. Heard some great things, so we'll go back. We'll check it out. No, I did not turn my Watch on, I'm not getting the steps. This is not good. Outdoor walk. Man, I don't know what it is these days. It's like your body registers it, but if it's not registered on digital, it didn't happen. A couple of old pubs, the Old Bailey, that looks nice. Have a brewski later on ski. Yeah, we're back down towards the uni and the station here. So let's double back. Let's go up to Cable Car Lane again. We'll go up towards the other end of town, which has Cuba Street, Courtney Street, or Courtney. Pronunciations will be off in this video too, disclaimer. Cooking show. Kids would love that too. I'll say that a lot on this trip. Woolworths used to be Countdown, now Woolworths. Is this it? Cable Car Lane. So this is where you buy tickets to go up the cable car. Let's go and see how much this is. All right, here we are at the cable car. $12 for a return ticket. We're just going to go up. $120 years of the cable car.
Welcome aboard the Wellington cable car. If you look to your left as we exit the tunnel, you'll see our transition mural showing cable cars past and present. The original cars, known as the Red Rattlers, made their last run in 1978, with the current finish system opening in 1979. Since then, the cars have completed over 1 million trips. The lights in the next two tunnels can be programmed with light shows marking festivals, charitable events, and special occasions, such as Matariki and Anzac Day. You'll soon be arriving at Kelburn Terminal for great views across the city and harbour.
Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it? Oh.
Thank you. Cheers. On the other side too.
Oh, perfect. Thanks for that. Yeah, so really good views here, obviously. And a very, very short trip, which is nice. Pretty much 5 minutes, if that. You see Mount Victoria over there. Obviously the city centre back down below. And some of the suburbia up here. Beautiful suburbs up here. Just awesome, awesome views. You never get tired of this, I reckon. There's the actual cable car itself. And the cable top eatery. Let's go for a wander around up here and see what we can find. The Royal Botanical Gardens are around. Cable Car Museum. Yeah. We'll go around this side and have another look at that view. And we'll check out some of the gardens. From the Wello workshop. The Lord of the Rings armour. There we go, we can see right down now. Love it, love it, love it, love it. There's an Air New Zealand flight taking off from the airport. I forget the name of that island in the middle of the harbour there, but there is an island there that you can ferry to. And then just the southern suburbs stretching off all around the hills.
I know I said it a few times, but I mean, I don't think I've seen a more picturesque city. Then again, I haven't been to too many cities around the world. So for a travel vlog, it's probably not too much travel. I don't even know if I call this a travel vlog. It might just be random musings of Boz on the Boz Eye. With his bung eye as well, which will clear itself up in future videos. That'll be exciting. Okay, Botanical Gardens. Now there is an observatory up here too. And I do remember this from my last trek. You can basically just meander around here for forever, and it's still wet. It rained last night. And in winter the sun's not too overpowering. A bit like Melbourne in that respect, where during winter the sun's a bit weak, so everything stays pretty wet if it's been raining a bit. Let's go up here and have a look, see what's around this corner here. Now you can wander all the way back down to town from here. So if you're into your walks, this is where you come. The Guild Grove. I think that's that. I don't know. I'm no botanist. I know radio. I know not much about not much. So please don't treat these videos as any kind of educational learning experience. And definitely don't take for granted anything I say, because it's probably wrong. So yeah, I worked in commercial radio for many years as an audio producer, and then as a, what they call it, an assistant content director for the last 6 or 7 years at stations like Today FM in Sydney, Mix and 104.7 in Canberra. That's where I got my start. I love that. I used to work on shows, Kyle and Jackie O, Hot 30 Countdown in the Tim Lee and Bigsy era, Chris Page as well era. And then I worked at KISS in Sydney and KISS Melbourne, and worked with a plethora of different talent over the years. So it was a lot of fun. It was busy, but it was pretty cool at times. And now I wander around and talk shit on video. Got a pretty chaotic household. Got teens, I've got 10-year-old, I've got a 4-year-old, I've got a turtle, I've got a very aging cat, and I've got a slowly aging dog. I used to have rabbits, chickens. And this is the other side from the cable car area that I was told to come for some awesome views. Let's go check this out. Wow. And you can see a bit more of the city this side. Very nice. I don't know why Borat's joined you on this trip, but he has. Let's get back onto the let's get back on the cable car. All right. I'll see you at the bottom, everyone.
We'll now proceed 119 meters along the 609 meter long track into the heart of the city.
Okay. And we're out.
Thank you.
Back in town. Probably head towards Cuba Street now, I'd say. More shops, more cafes, more bars. The shops go on forever here. I feel like I've been wandering for ages, and it's just shops. There's a Lego store. I'll be back there later to spend
The hardest thing.
some coin. Didn't realise the amount of double-decker buses are out here. Lots of buses. All right, Cuba Street. It's a pedestrian mall of pretty much probably a good, yep. I hope she's not telling me to shut up. Here we go, Cuba. Everything you ever wanted and more. All right, let's see. Let's see if it's everything I ever wanted. I missed the song by him. Those girls back there asked if he had a Spotify. Don't think he knew what they were talking about. All right. Rainbow Crossing. Oh, geez, I thought I was going to get wet then. Wow. Wellington Night Market. Don't know what's going on there. Something cool, no doubt. More sales. It's very colourful. I wonder if the real Cuba is colourful like this. Ah, JJ Murphy, I've been there. Please. How you go, mate? I feel the place hasn't changed all that much in the 9 years since I've been here. Which is good, because it doesn't need to change. I mean, in my opinion, it's a pretty cool place. All right. Let's take a sideways step. Getting the step count up today. All right. Back on Courtney. Forgive my Aussiness. Should probably cross over here, actually. See a little bit more. Hopefully not get run over. Probably will get run over. Molly Malone's, I've been there before. I don't know where I'm going. Off-road. It doesn't look like Molly Malone's is around anymore. That's a pity. Reading Cinema's down there. Theatre district of sorts. From memory. So that way back into the kind of shopping district. That way, theatre district. Let's cross. More buses. More buses. It's a bus town, guys. So we're back at the other side of town, back at the railway station where we started. I'm just going to wander up to the Parliament area, have a bit of a look at that. Just hanging out at a couple of bars. Golding's really good. The Malt House, really like that. There's a lot of cool bars in Wellington. Just went and had Bit of a bite at a sports bar. Won't say which one. That was interesting. Witnessed a bit of a drug deal going on. And they were using really, really ridiculous terms like, so you've got the ice creams? Anyway, the sun is in my eyes. Sure, it's in the camera's eyes too. I'll try and move it around so it's not. Victoria University, beehive. Sun's in my eyes, sun's in the camera's eyes. More buses, more buses. See if I can cross this street here. It's probably the worst place to cross, but anyway. All good. Let's go get a good look at the beehive. Where all the decisions are made. There we are. It's very different to the Houses of Parliament in Canberra. It takes a long time to get to it. Kind of can't just walk past or anything like that. Well, you can, but you've got to get there by car. And on the road again. Whoops. There's a lot of places here that are roads that I don't realise. And if the kids are bored, there is a random slide that will keep them happy. Note to self for next trip with the kids. Oh, another bus. Another one. Finally, not a road. Won't get run over. So I think this is closer to big museum here, Te Papa. The Circa Theatre. Let's go for a wander along the water. So, I mean, that is the city, folks. I mean, if you've never been, I highly recommend it. Auckland's great too. And they got completely different vibes, but they're both cool. And Christchurch as well, I visited many, many years ago. Every city in New Zealand is different, but they're all just top-notch, in my opinion. Actually, probably one last thing to talk about is that Wellington is situated on quite an intense fault line. And at Mount Victoria, I'm pretty sure they have a lot of information up there on that. And everybody tells me that it's overdue for a bit of an earthquake. And I hope not, because that would be not good. It's one of those things that you kind of just live with here. But one of the major fault lines in the world, it is what it is. New Zealand rose out of the water. There's a lot of things in New Zealand that, have the potential to cause some destruction, volcanoes, earthquakes, but one thing I can say as being Australian is I'm glad there's no snakes here. Because snakes suck, for me, at least. Anyhow. That's Wellington for you. I should have started at this sign. That would have been, good. Real amateur. Look at those burbs up there. Wow. I like how everything's almost white coloured. Some of those houses up there look amazing. I wonder how much they cost. Maybe I'll move here. Now, in the burbs, there's some cool stuff too. There's Brewtown in Upper Hutt, where the Panhead Brewery is. Big fan of Panhead. Garage Project, I'm going to go find that shortly. That's in the city. I can't leave this video without talking about the craft beer scene.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I went into a shopping centre, just a normal supermarket, a New World, and I was astounded by the craft beer selection. I thought Australia's was pretty good. And Melbourne is definitely up there in terms of breweries, but yeah, it's a thing here too, and I love it. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that fun stuff. So this is like an hour out of Wellington. This reminds me of like any kind of country town in Australia.
Yeah, this is now the main airbase in New Zealand. They look dodgy as.
Now that's a pub. That's an old school pub. So we're getting kind of a bit higher, I feel.
It's quite cool as well. You can see all the sediment layers from the volcanic eruptions. Yeah, it's just cold out there, 7 degrees.
Look at that. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Kids driving you mad? We'll sort them out. The National Army Museum.
Yeah, now we head towards the mountain, but big.
That is all volcano. And I feel like my face is about to like freeze up. So,
That's snow there.
Damn that. Jeez, whoa. Okay, I'm gonna tilt down this way. That is some very cool footage.